Folks in Portland, Oregon, getting a first-hand look at what happens when a city spends years demonizing its police force and don't have enough officers to respond when someone calls 911. Police lacked the manpower to respond as a naked man allegedly prowled a crowded park and tried to rip a 7-year-old girl from her mother's arms. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Mattera has this disturbing story. Jason.
Yeah, Charlotte, so Portland's Waterfront Park is supposed to be a family destination filled with tourists, restaurants, and children splashing around in the sprinklers. It's also apparently a place where a completely naked man with the messianic complex can stroll around freely. Just before 7 p.m. on July 11th, police received a flood of 911 calls reporting that Daniel Vassie, that guy, was roaming the waterfront nude as kids played nearby. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, one witness watched the 31-year-old approach families with his arms stretched wide, appearing to beckon people to come to him, as though he were Jesus. But callers were told there were no officers available to respond. The bizarre spectacle then turned violent when Vassie allegedly tried to kidnap a 7-year-old girl from her mother.
And he just grabbed the girl all of a sudden, and the mom had tried pulling her out from his grasp, and she got lifted up and she was hitting him in the head. People came around, were yelling, pushing him.
One bystander told police she even blasted the naked attacker with pepper spray in an effort to force him to release the girl. Officers eventually arrived and placed Vassie in handcuffs nearly 30 minutes after those initial calls to 911. Now, we spoke to Matthew LaCrosse of the Oregon Fraternal Order of Police, and he warns that these long response times will only get worse unless Portland's political leaders finally abandon the anti-cop rhetoric that helped create the staffing shortages in the first place.
People that have oversight of the job you're doing are speaking out against you in real time. Not a lot of people want to apply for that job. I can't figure out why. A 30-minute response time is going to seem like heaven in a couple of years if their trajectory continues the way it is.
And that trajectory is only getting worse. Portland City Council just adopted a new budget, cutting $21 million from the police, even as the Bureau says it is already 729 officers short of normal staffing levels. Charlotte, that means residents may increasingly be left to protect one another from violent attacks, even at crowded family destinations.
Wow, it's really disturbing that this is what it's come to in places like Portland. All right, Jason, thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.